Thank you for joining us for this episode of Who Does She Think She Is? Audacious financial journeys with tremendous Black women. I'm Mele Miller, 30-year bank exec that you wish has always been your friend. Who does she think she is? So today, I am excited to share time and space and energy with Bridget Coulter-Cheadle. I have to say, I thought of 10 different ways to introduce you because you're so incredibly dynamic and fluid. Your career is fluid. But for the sake of time, I read something on LinkedIn and I was looking at it again, but I thought it was so powerful. Curious, creative, loves geometry. Little known fact, undergrad degrees, studio art, and math.
Sister.
Yes. So when I read that, I had a moment. I shared that moment with the crew, to which they pleasantly supported me. But listen, I am so here for this. Can you please introduce yourself in the way that you feel is accurate?
Yes, well, thank you. And thank you for what you're doing and creating this conversation and amplifying it. It's so needed in these times. Exactly what you said. I call myself a curious creative. And that curiosity is something that has taken me through multiple careers in philanthropy and interior design, textile design. I call myself a recovering actress.
We're going to need you to unpack that.
Yes. Well, you know, all my friends who are lawyers, like who are now something else, always say we're recovering lawyers, which sounds really cool. And I would say mostly recovering from the business of it and the empowered by the part of storytelling that I am passionate about, which is understanding another human being, taking on their wants and their likes and their desires and trying to figure out how to represent that, like that part of acting.
Ooh, yes.
But the business, I may just not have the stomach for it.
So you are a storyteller.
Yes.
Ooh, I feel it. I feel it and I experience it. You create an environment and it follows you. When you walked in here, you floated.
Thank you. You said that. I appreciate it and I will take it because.
Thank you. Thank you for taking the compliment.
Thank you.
I know that's hard. I'm still working on that, but you just set a very nice tone. And really, you did. So I'm not one to call out fashion all the time, but what you're wearing is pretty incredible. It's like this drapey, slightly transparent that ties. And I love it so much.
Thank you. Faye Noel, Black designer.
Oh, Faye Noel, Black designer. Tell me.
Support her.
Yes. Where is she from?
Actually, she had a whole thing at Target. You know how Target was doing those things last summer, and I bought up all of those at that price. And they're still reasonable. They're like a couple $100s. It's not crazy high fashion, but regular achievable prices.
So what I'm hearing you say is if the next time we get together, I'm wearing like the exact same outfit you're wearing, you will lean into it and embrace it?
Don't you think, like, if we're twinning, we're winning? Oh, that just came up, and it's corny. I am corny. I will come with them.
Also a mother.
And my daughter would be.
Okay, how old is your daughter?
27.
Okay.
And my son's 29. And they'd be like, Mom.
So they'll just like leave.
Yes, but you're a mom, so.
I am, but mine are not that old. And so my existence alone is uncomfortable for them. And I know it shouldn't be delicious, but it is so good. It is so good. But we're not here to talk about them. We are indirectly.
Yeah.
Indirectly. I wanna unpack and explore the parts of your journey that got you to this incredible point of success that you're at, realization, confident entrepreneurship, where you are not unapologetic, but rather embracing and sharing in that journey with others. You so freely spoke to me about it a few moments ago.
So where do you want to start? Is it?
Ooh.
Yes. Where do you want to start?
You know, it's the Bridget party. So how about you start where you want to start? How about that?
Entrepreneurial journey.
Okay.
I did not know I was an entrepreneur. I didn't know that word would apply. Like, I wouldn't open the dictionary and think that people who look like me would be in that 20 years ago.
Say more.
Right. And which is why I'm so happy to be here with you in this conversation, because we need to represent and see and understand, because entrepreneurship is in our DNA.
Yeah, yes. Hairdressers, designers.
Hairdressers were the first co-working, right? You share a space. You each have your thing. You share a bowl. You
And yet there are those that turn around and say, look what I've invented.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we know C.J. Walker. First self-made Black woman millionaire during Jim Crow. That's entrepreneurship at all levels. And to that point, as an interior designer, all of these careers that I've had, one of the things that I learned, and it amazed me, it was really wondering, where's community? Because I grew up with my aunties and my grandmother living across the street. And my parent, it was very, very close. We were in Berkeley, California, but it was at that time they come from the South with the migration west. And my grandfather was a blues singer. My grandmother was in the band. Like there was music and vibe and character and community and everyone gathering and food. So I grew up watching community gather and watching the most brilliant women, especially women, brilliant people I know, but women who didn't have access to the opportunities that they could flourish career-wise in the way they wanted. They were talked about going into nursing and working in the hospital, in the cleaning, you know, all of the roles that we're geared towards. And I remember when I was in high school, knowing I wanted to go to college, and went to my counselor, and they're like, well, make sure you learn to type. I was like, why do I need to learn how to type? So you could be a secretary. I was like, oh, okay.
CEOs don't type. That's not true, but yeah.
Well, I'm going to say something. Yeah. I type hella fast.
Oh, bring it. 55, 60 words per minute. Where are you at?
No, like over 100. I type so fast, like 75 maybe.
Okay, because I'm at 72, so you said 100, 75. And I was about to just
my 100 isn't
knock
accurate,
over your mic.
But when you do the competitions with you, it's not real accurate. Yeah. But I type so fast that my husband's like, are you not writing anything? That doesn't even sound real. Because I was told that, I was like, okay, I'm going to take that class and I'm going to spin it and I'm like going to use it for something. It is the best skill to have, but not because I was going to be a secretary.
You know what? I'm not going to touch that one, but okay. Please
back to entrepreneurship.
Please continue. Yes.
I will say the one thing, so sitting today, looking back, every experience, every journey, every mistake, every accomplishment, every time I got up and wiped my knee off, led me to the moment that I have the privilege and the opportunity to come from working class, poor family, to see an entire journey, to have been, uncomfortable situations with lack of wealth and opportunity, and know that didn't feel good. And then see and be able to come to a point of making my first $1 million by myself. Woo! With myself.
Excuse me. Right. Let me do that. Ow! Sorry. Right? You said first $1 million.
Right.
Beautiful entrepreneurial sister sitting here with me. Looks like $10 million. And you're looking back at the first $1 million that you made. Can we pause on that for just a moment?
Absolutely.
There's a lot of people watching and listening that's not even something that they have dreamed or thought to be real.
Which is sad. Because all money is freedom to do the things you want to do.
Thank you.
That's it.
We will be talking money today. I know you know that. Yeah. Money is a tool. Money is not the end destination. Agreed. You are. Your gifts, your talents, everything. You know this. I am preaching to the choir, and I am not here to do that. I'm here to listen. Can you share with us where you knew you were delivering, and yet those around you would give you that look? Who do you think you are? Who does she think she is to take up space, my space, our space, not her space?
Great question. And I can think of a couple of key moments. And I remember working on a 15,000 square foot house as a designer, a really big project, 15,000 square foot house, a couple $1 million project. Every meeting was a team of 20. I'm the only person who looks like me on the team. My clients got my back. I'm agents for the owners. They are celebrity clients. They're like, you are talented. We're hiring you. Got my back. Yes. I pulled the team together. I pulled the people in. I made so we're sitting in a meeting that I am responsible for them getting their jobs. And I'm not being treated that way. And I remember at one point sitting in that meeting of 20 people, and I'm pretty much, agent for the owners. I'm managing the conversations and the meetings and going through the checklist with a really good team. And it wasn't exactly those words, but it was a dismissal as if I was just the designer and the builder and the builder's project manager, and all those people were more important. My reaction to it was, because I knew what I was doing.
Yes. Or you wouldn't have built the entire team.
Right. And a lot of times I used to want to educate people in that moment. Sure. You get into these conflicts, and I'm in the what's going to be era. So
I'm familiar. I'm not trying new to that era of life, and I am embracing it.
Yes. I'm not trying to change people, but they were all playing with my clients' money, and they were coming up with kind of ridiculous, because they knew they had money. So coming with these ridiculous things, and I stood up for them, and I was like, you can't actually talk me out of or to over talk me, because I understand I can't personally build it, but I understand this doesn't have to cost that. They don't really care budget wise, but that doesn't mean we have to be frivolous with their money.
Yeah.
I'm going to stand on my truth. I'm going to say what I understand about the situation, advocate for my clients, and move on.
I appreciate that you pointed out that you are an advocate for your clients, because I think that gets lost sometimes. Money's a tool, but that's a tool they earned.
Yeah.
An experience just like that. It's very familiar and it is very triggering. You're extremely talented. I know you don't need to hear me say that, but I believe the more that we tell other incredible women exactly how we feel, what we appreciate, and what we admire, they'll begin to believe and listen and let it sink in. So just in case you don't hear that enough.
Oh, thank you. Because we have to remind ourselves, it's often you're pulling yourself up a lot in entrepreneurship. It is one of those.
It's a lonely place sometimes,
very
right?
lonely, can be quite brutal, in that it's not that any element is. It's that you have to make so many decisions in one day, sometimes in 5 minutes, that shift the entire trajectory or affect how many people you're hired, whether they have health insurance or not.
Yeah.
And whether you can make your rent, if you have a space, all those things. And also which proposal to move forward with, which person to trust a partnership with. All of those things that you do in a day, especially with the brand that I'm building, it is, and not everybody's always coming with the, how am I helpful? Yeah. So that's another thing. But yeah, so appreciate that. And I love that lifting each other up is important.
It is. And just being honest, just being honest about it. I want to better understand, at what point did you know or think to yourself, this is exactly where I'm supposed to be or exactly what I'm supposed to be doing?
Usually in the morning. And then at night, I'm like, what the hell am I doing? So that's it.
It goes from, I know exactly who I am,
I got
to
this.
who do I think I am, right?
Right, my own self. Yeah.
Oh, I appreciate that transparency.
Yeah. I mean, the thing that is so deeply important to me and so close to my heart is that when we go into these ventures, because I'm a creative, absolutely everything is possible.
Yes.
Everything is possible.
Yes.
There is nothing we can't dream and do. And I know it. And I know it because even having Blackbird was a dream that I couldn't stop following.
Ooh, I can't wait to ask you about Blackbird.
So even that. So if everything is possible at the same time, it doesn't mean they're easy. The complications that come with that, the depth of work and decisions you have to make. And I'll see people quitting their jobs and going, I'm doing my thing. And I'm like, sis, just do it on the side. Make sure it works so you're not stressed out. But we see these images of the shows where somebody's pitching and they get $1 billion, or they're giving away 50% of their company for $5.
And there's 30 years behind that, right?
Yes. And they're making these so I think the show of it, the depth and the reality of making decisions to be entrepreneurial, one you learn is, this might be circling back to your answer, you learn that I was literally made for this. Everything that happened from my education to that led me to this path. And I came to recently, like, I don't know that I would choose any other path, even though it's hard. It works with the way I work. It works with my sensibilities. So a lot of it is understanding, who are you? And if you want a path that's easier, or you actually want to be a support person, and no path is easy, but if you want to be a support person, or you like to be here, or learning where you like to be is the success.
Yes to all that. I feel that, and it resonates so deeply with me as an entrepreneur. And I don't know if it was even during the actual filming of this, but you talked about not even having thought to use that word to describe who you are or what you do, because there is prestige and excellence baked into that word. There are a number of Black women that are entrepreneurs that are listening to this and realizing, I am also an entrepreneur. And that takes that confidence level to a whole different tier. Blackbird, this co-working space for Black women. I am so curious when you got the idea and when you knew it was time.
I just started feeling the need to gather community. So I kind of started it more of just an advocacy, and I would do coffee and politics, all the things you're not supposed to, talk about.
Ooh,
so I'd do
I
coffee
love
and
it.
politics
You
and
know I
pop
love
up
it.
with some friends. And I pop up with my really smart, dope friends, and we would talk about how do we make impact and gather. So that was kind of that. Then I would pop up and go, I got to gather more people. Less than 3% of interior designers in the U.S. are Black. And I thought, where's my community? Okay, so now how do we shift this? So through a series of circumstances and choices that I made to deal with those circumstances, I ended up working at a co-working space through a project. I buy houses and I build houses and do that. And I had built
I like
this
how you
house.
said that so nonchalantly.
Oh, yeah.
It's pretty impressive. Please continue.
I build houses.
Just saying.
And that's the curiosity. I thought I could. And so I saw a house and I was like, I'm going to buy this and remodel it because I think I can.
She
and I
thought
did.
she could, and so she did.
That's who she thinks she is. So in 2018 and 2019, a lot of women-owned spaces were coming up. There was a lot of let's support each other.
Yes.
Because it was a very bro-dominated culture. I visited 1,000 online. I visited 35 in person.
You drove and hustled to 35 different locations.
Between LA, San Francisco, and New York.
Stop
Because I wanted to see the different cities. So researching, because I'm trying to assess, I didn't really know how to use AI. It wasn't as popular back then. But seeing all of those, you start to realize there's a tribe, there's a space. Yeah. I knew my interior design talents I wanted to gather people in a beautiful space, like a queendom, so that we had a place where we felt seen, heard, valued, and understood. So it's very designed, or it's a character of the whole space.
Curated for us.
Yeah, for us, by us, for real. And that magical thing that happens when we walk into space. So anyway, the exploration of that led me to about 5 years ago, Juneteenth, 2019, I did my first pop-up at a location.
Oh, right before the pandemic.
Right before the pandemic.
Oh, interesting.
I took a sublease, a 1-year sublease, and I was like, I need to do a proof of concept. So that was my kind of pilot location. Yeah. We got to operational break-even in 7 months. 200 people showed up at our first event. 500 people showed up at our grand opening. Kamala Harris was our first fit. Stacey Abrams came.
What?
The people who came through were incredible leaders, across.
Wait, you said Vice President Kamala Harris.
Now Vice President.
Yes, now
Kamala
Harris. The Stacey Abrams. And the nature of this conversation has so much to do with the wavy line that has been your journey. No such thing as a straight line. Geometry, non-Euclidean. Are you aware? Yes, you're aware. Oh my gosh. Anyway, let me not get weird. My point is, you revealed a number of high points in that first year. Everything from attendance to break-even financial term in business,
right,
to who was co-signing on the brand and on the mission. There's so many different elements and metrics for success that you spotlighted. And when I meet a lot of aspiring entrepreneurs, sometimes there is not an awareness of all elements that need to be dialed in order for a business to be successful. And you spoke to that. That's the blueprint for success, in my opinion. What is the significance of the name Blackbird?
I was looking for names again. Then I had lists. Imagine the list. If I went to 35 spaces, I had thousands of names. And I am from Berkeley, so I am a bit of a boho chic person. And it was almost called persimmon because persimmons look like tomatoes. They look, but when you taste them, they're delicious. So I like the secret of it.
Yeah.
And my beautiful girlfriend was like, girl, no. Nobody's gonna know what that means.
Oh,
she's like, no, we can't be called that. Which was, I appreciate you need the truth because they did not like it. We all have
at least one friend
that
will squash your dream and help you build a better one. Better one. Yes.
And so I went deeper into it. One day at 3 a.m, I came upon this article and it was talking about the Beatles song Blackbird. And it was talking about the story about, now I've seen this story about Blackbird 3 to 5 different times. This article talks about them being in the mid 60s, one of their first tours, obviously they were a huge sensation. They were in the South, I believe even in Alabama, doing a tour. And they were really civil rights advocates. If Black people were in the back, they'd say, we're not going to play until you move people up. Like they did a lot of things. So really? they were in the South at their hotel watching the news. A woman was being arrested, like thrown down. And they turned to the American colleague and they said, what do you think she did? She must have done something really bad. The American colleague said, yes, she was born Black in America. I literally just started weeping. And they said, we wrote this song for them. So, here we say that chick is cute. There, bird is chick, bird is girl. Yeah. So blackbird is black girl. So it's Black girl singing in the dead of night. Take your broken wings and learn to fly. All your life, you were only waiting for this moment to arrive. So it was there. Don't give up. It's coming. Hold on. You've been waiting. This is your moment. Right.
Well, that changes my opinion of them so much.
Right.
Whew.
Yeah, that's what we have to be called. And I got chills over my body.
I love that so much.
It took a long time to come to it, but once I did, and that's just been the through line. And of course, we had to close in 2020. Financial cliff. Everything that I invested was gone. We had gotten to that point, gone. We went to virtual immediately. We were one of the first people to do IG Lives. I was just I'm going to go on IG Live, and spent 2 years deepening and trying to understand what we were until we opened this new space where we're in.
I love that you took that opportunity for reflection and refinement and understood how it could be valuable to a mission and a vision that you were not willing to give up on.
And it's not easy. It's still hard. Yeah.
No. I snickered a little bit earlier, not to be disrespectful, but when you said an easier line of work than entrepreneurship, because it's very true.
No one knows.
It is very true.
They see the image.
It looks glorious. And there's a lot of folks out there who, have sampled enough, but that doesn't necessarily mean that the pressure and the weight and also the success and joy until you experience it directly. I love telling people I'm an entrepreneur. I struggle spelling it, but I still love telling people.
Autocorrect.
I know, thank goodness for technology.
Yeah.
There are financial tools. Yes, please. I wish that was a cocktail for you. I wish.
At one point, I had to drink this because we're talking about tools and finance. We need some.
This is a beautiful sparkling water, and it's got a lovely flat. Is this a
chrysanthemum or something?
Chrysanthemum?
I don't know.
Back to serious stuff. When we talk about tools, you do a wonderful job. You seem very comfortable identifying and engaging resources and tools and also offering them. And being an entrepreneur is strenuous and just gripping in a number of ways. So during your entrepreneurial journey, those times that there were some financial challenges, whether it was a lack of resources or guidance or what have you, who did you fall back upon? Was there a resource or a tool that you'd like to spotlight?
So I know that the privilege I had was that because I've seen hard times, because I've waited in line for government cheese and I knew I didn't like that feeling, it's very humiliating. And I knew it. And I was 12 years old and everybody had to wait in line. And I was like, I don't like this feeling. What I learned by starting an interior design business, getting hired to do those things, building houses, was very simple, right? I didn't need the tools I need now as an entrepreneur are deeper. Thing I didn't do well, I didn't know that you could sleep and your money making money.
Okay, I'm going to need you to lean in and say that again in the mic, please.
I didn't know that these mofos have their money in the bank, making money for their money while they sleep.
Seriously, I spent like a decade of my career just saying that.
Okay. I should have listened.
No.
Because it is.
You are nailing it.
It's real, but we don't understand it. We aren't given the language. We don't even know the words around it.
Correct.
And so once you understand the language and that debt isn't all bad. There's good debt. There's bad debt.
Oh, you were teaching a class. This is
but
wonderful.
I'm a new learner. So I'm like your TA. I'm just a teacher's assistant. I can't tell you no details about it, but I understand conceptually changing our mindset to understand that you get support. So everything I've done has been self-funded. One is the privilege of having a husband who also works. So I'm not in charge of our mortgage, but being able to, I bought our vacation home. I did these things that I did were because
Congratulations.
Thank you. And
vacation home. Yeah.
Ooh. A little cottage
vacation home. I feel like
know.
you need to shoulder shimmy when you say vacation home.
home.
There's only one other thing that I do the shoulder shimmy for, and that's coconut cake.
Oh.
You have to shoulder shimmy.
Okay. All right.
And vacation home.
And vacation home.
Okay.
And
Noted.
So the power of understanding how finance really works. So when I first started buying houses, I just bought them. I had worked hard. I took the cash. I was like, I'm going to buy this house. Back then, things were a lot less when I started 20 years ago. And I doubled that. And so then I used my money again and doubled it. So I just kept putting one in, and each project would be somewhere between 9 and 18 months. And then I'd wait, because every 2 years you can be your own contractor and all that. So I did that, just kind of building up my own. I've earned this, so nobody has to fight over the fact that I'm going to buy that vacation home. But
Shoulder shimmy.
what I know now looking back is I could have put that money in an account, margin loaned in it, sold it, but the money that I was making would have been making money while I was using the other money to make the money.
Okay, so I have to ask. Yes to everything you just said. Absolutely.
Didn't I?
Took me 30 years in an industry, switching up roles so I could understand how the sausage was made and then go make it myself. Smart but hard. And 30 years.
Yeah.
We don't need 30 years. How did you learn that? Where did that come from?
By getting support. So
Okay.
the point that even my business manager, who kind of handle your business, they're not your investment people, kept saying you got to get like wealth advisors. And there's different levels of wealth advice. There's people who are literally certified. That's what they do. They understand the algorithms. I'm not going to go be a day trader because I had a feeling that this stock is going to do well. What a great wealth advisor does actually wants you to be a part of the process.
Correct.
Not to distance you from it, but share the knowledge.
And teach you.
And
so it's not hoarded.
Because you use these what are they called? Abbreviations that don't mean nothing.
Acronyms, all these things.
You're just
in
saying
an
stuff so I
industry.
sound confused.
I will tell you, even as a financial service professional, there was a lot of this that I didn't understand because that was a different segment than I was navigating. Unless your family talks about it, unless your village talks about it,
We didn't know.
you don't. And there's just so much power in legacy of knowledge that we can't allow to disappear. I just love that you are leaning so far into this. You embody this purpose of making sure that you're supporting and helping and gifting and improving. If you could redesign the home experience for any fictional character,
Ooh.
whose would it be and why?
Redesign the
Redesign
home experience for any
fictional
fictional
character.
character. That is so juicy.
Isn't it though?
Ooh,
We'll
would
give you
I-
a few moments. I'm going to drink some of this
Yes,
sparkling
I'm gonna
water
drink some
with,
too. Let
with
my-
the undefined
Let
but
the
gorgeous
liquid
flower.
help
Get it.
my brain
Get it.
figure something.
I don't think you need help, but yes.
I would say, let's say we go to Annalise from the Doctor TV show. Are we talking about it could be a TV show? Oh, no, she was a lawyer. And no, her house was kind of dope, though.
Can you make it doper? And for those who aren't familiar with who that character is, can you let us know?
How to Get Away with Murder, Viola Davis. And she played a badass, but she lived kind of in the house with that's what we would do. Okay, so her house, it fronts a lake. And the trees whistle through them in the mornings. And the sun comes up over the left side of the house. And that's where she sits in a little chair by a sun window and sips her coffee in the morning, takes a deep breath, and looks around at all her furnishings, at the placement of her beautiful, expansive room. And across the room is a piano, and the soundtrack of her life is played by this gorgeous man in long dreadlocks
Oh.
who just plays just for her in the mornings. And as she finishes her coffee in the most beautiful, delicate cup that she got when she was in Senegal.
Oh.
I'm getting real
You are
bougie. I'm getting so bougie.
No, you are so good at this. Please don't stop. Please don't stop.
So she puts it down, stands up. He walks over, puts his hands around her. They look around at their home, but you can feel that it's not just the plate glass windows looking over the lake and the trees. It's not just the exquisite B&B Italia sofa and the custom wood and the Mark Bradford art on their walls. It's that they have owned who they are and found their purpose, and they're living and walking their truth. I'm a nerd.
When you said the brother was playing the music just for her.
I got a little warm.
I don't even know what this Joker looks like.
I don't
and the fact that he plays for her.
Yes.
You are masterful.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Just playing. We got to have fun because it's entrepreneurship. Like, it's a journey.
It is. Looking back in time, what would be your era? What would be the period of the world where you could be you and flow so freely?
I go back to the little girl, me, at like 2.5 years old, coming down my stairs in Berkeley. And I remember this memory, and my mom told me about it. So it's like been repeated. I don't know if I see it as much as I see the sun on this rock and me really wanting to know how to tie my shoes. And some reason just thinking I could tie my shoes. So I learned to tie my shoes, which apparently was a lot for that age, I don't know, barely 2 years old, and got all this praise.
So you were a genius. Okay.
I could do geometry. I was really, I had an engineering scholarship.
It's a gift.
Yeah, it was a good thing. But the era, the feeling of that era in the 70s, wasn't that, I like well, who knows? Now we seem to have more rights now than before. But I like the freedom of that simpler time. And I would like to take her and put her 2 years from now, and her to be able to look at women like you and to know that those things that she couldn't visualize can exist in 2 years. And so little me could be maybe not have made it, this is kind of emotional for me, like just not having those views and those representations or those visions of knowing you could do something, but knowing that it's inevitable that you will, as opposed to all those moments where you doubt yourself, which, in the morning I'm good, at night I doubt. So to not have that journey be so hard, because of not like, I love working hard, but not having to come over so many obstacles. So my era would be little me starting now, so that 20, 30, 40 years from now, the future was better and more of us were in charge and the world would be a better place.
You're a dreamer. You're a self-proclaimed dreamer. I saw it. What would you tell any sister out there that's looking to start their own design business? What advice?
Do it. 100%. You're worth it. You're valuable. Your POV is unique. All the experiences you've had are wonderful. And there are so many avenues in design as well. Find the parts that you strive in, because you could go in commercial, residential. There's so many places. You could build your own houses, and partner. Find a great aligned partner.
Okay. What should that partner be able to bring to the table?
The parts that you maybe aren't your strength. If you're super creative and have a bit of the operations, but not are fully operation, get your operations person who loves the creatives. And if you both like bolster each other, you answer each other's sentences and you're like, oh my gosh, we do this. And you can exponentially expand what you're doing. Find that person. It'd be great to partner with a few key people who, especially having a single partner, and then build a team that can support all those elements, because you can't do it all. It is an intense business. Any business is intense, but design, having those sensibilities, and then walk in the room like you're worth it.
Yes.
And sell it, and know you may face, a lot of times in design it's challenging because some people want people they feel like them, but know that they will see talent and that will override all of it.
Amen to all of that. So the name of the show is Who Do You Think You Are? And that expression and the tooth sucking, that right there. Yes to all of that. That is the driving force. It's also this point of realization where we claim ourselves. And so what I'd like to close out with is this final question. We know who they might think you are, but who do you know that you are?
Ooh, there's so many thoughts. Because of perceptions and things people want to put on someone, I kind of love, like, you may not know me, and if you don't ask me, then you don't deserve to know me. And there's the whisperers, right? There's the people who say things and we don't support each other, or who do you think you are may come from within. It may come from without. My Instagram is simply Bridgid.
Yeah.
I am simply trying to understand at every moment, and I feel confident in, like, I am my grandmother's granddaughter.
Yeah.
And I am so happy to be that, because the parts of her that I learned, that I watched, she was magical to me, authentic, loving, forgiving, patient. And I feel at this moment, I've grown into those qualities of her that I love. And the journey to get there, somebody who maybe knew me at 20 would be like, that hot-headed, whatever, like, for real. But I'm also like, don't come for my people, because I will fiercely support who I love and who I care about. Yeah. I'm over 50. Like, I don't really.
No, you're not. I'm sorry. I'm not going to tell you how old you are. Allow me to rephrase. You are incredible. Your skin is glowing. Your hair is like fresh, bouncy, and highly moisturized. Like, so sorry. I'm just like, whatever number you said, sure. Please continue.
Okay. Yeah. But I say that to say, coming to terms with that, I feel like I'm just coming into where I have something worth sharing. I have the inkling of wisdom, and then wanting to stay balanced and whole and imperfect. And the outside of it is like, I am so invested. My design business is killing the game, and Blackbird is killing the culture. But really, the financial journey of it is an up and down journey. And so who I am right now is trying to understand, like, society places value on so-and-so is a billionaire and that. And so in my mind, I don't have any desire to be a billionaire. Mm-hmm. And so if I don't want to make a unicorn company, I want the company to be wildly successful because it made a lot of other people well.
Yes.
And so if that is so I'm in this really exploratory period where I am continually curious. I'm in the, what can I give? What can I bring to the table, and reassessing that, because when I was a little girl and poverty was imminent, I knew, I was just like, you got to make $1 million. Okay, so I hit that. Right, I did that goal. It's like, okay, so what does that do?
Now what?
Well, yeah,
sure.
We talked about, like, it's
Have
just
I
a
delivered
tool.
to a dream, an objective, something more meaningful?
At the moment, I am hoping that the steps that I make, the things that I do, the things that I say, the things that I choose to do, I continue to do that and authentically tell that the journey isn't easy. So who do I think I am?
Yes.
I think I am simply exploring.
And we have to close on that, because that was wonderful.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for joining us for Who Does She Think She Is? I'm Mele Miller, 30-year bank exec, and on a mission to lovingly disrupt money culture in America.